we're in Oklahoma City at the Library for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, and we're visiting with Geraldine Adams, who is Library Director. Geraldine, thanks for showing us around today.
It's our pleasure to have Oklahoma Gardening with us today.
Now, Geraldine, we're here to see a garden, but this is actually a very nice library that you have here.
Yes. Our library is a part of the Department of Rehabilitation Services within the Visual Services Division. We have 8,000 patrons that we service through the mail mostly, but many times people come to visit us here while they're bringing someone who's visually impaired, and they may want to come and visit the garden and have some place to go while they're waiting, or even the patrons themselves come and visit the library. Our goal is to let everyone know that our library service, which is a special library service, Talking Books, is as available as your local public library. And that's what we hope everyone will know, and our garden is an extension of some of that.
Well, this is a nice extension, and when a person first reaches the gardens, they see kind of an orientation here, don't they?
They do indeed. We have a dedication sign that shows all of the organizations and our Friends of the Library group that helped give the donations to raise money to make the hill. We have the sign also in Braille, as well as the tactile map.
Now, the tactile map has corresponding.
Yes, where we have the triangles, you will find triangle picnic tables. Where you have benches and semicircles, you will see raised areas on the tactile map. This is used for orientation for a visually impaired person, so that when they get ready to go up onto the hill, they will have an idea where things are.
Okay,
and
well,
be able to find them.
Let's take a tour.
Certainly. And as we enter here, you'll see I've called it the hill because every time I left the library when I was working on it, it's up the hill, and I would tell the staff that I was going up on the hill, so we finally decided to name it the hill. We have a handrail that encompasses the entire perimeter of the garden, so that if someone is visually or physically disabled, they would have this to use to guide them through the garden. And we have directions that correspond with our map at the entrance that would show people which direction they are going in. And then we have chosen tactile statuary, and we have them all marked with Braille signs and raised letters that say what they are. And we've tried to pick out things that are very touchable around these areas, such as the coxcomb.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good plant. Yeah.
And then as we would go up, we would find that we would have, right near the handrail again, lamb's ear, which is very touchable and very soft, so that a person could reach out and feel the textures of this as well.
Now, you have these all planted very close to where the handrail is. It's a nice level to be able to touch.
That's exactly right. We thought about that when we were designing it.
Now, you've got some other plants up here. I like the fountain grass.
Right. We have dwarf fountain grass, which gives even another texture for a person to feel, along with the lamb's ear that we have along the sidewalk. And then we come across our gray Santolina, which is very fragrant.
Oh, that has both a nice feel and a smell.
It does indeed. As we come up the ramp, we enter the beginning of the garden, and right here we have some sweet mock orange that is very fragrant in the spring when it blooms, and will grow much taller than this.
So, now, that's an important aspect, is to have plants that have good smells, strong smells to them.
Yes, it is indeed, and this is one of the most fragrant ones, and we have it dotted throughout the garden.
Well, I've noticed as we've gotten it to the entrance here that we've got another thing going on here with what we're walking on. Our surface is textured.
Right. The sidewalks, where it is the walking path, which goes entirely around the perimeter of it, is textured. It's a safe surface, as well as it lets someone know that they have now entered the walking path.
Now, does this differ from other areas?
Yes, indeed. Over here we have a smooth broom finish underneath the picnic tables, so that indeed someone knows when they go to sit down that this is an area to sit at the picnic tables. And we have our triangular tables that all the corners on the table as well as the benches are rounded.
Oh.
The table is also marked with a triangle and the number 4 and also Braille, and it corresponds with the same sign that is on the handrail, so that then ties into the tactile map that we have down at the entrance.
So those are very good cues for someone that may not be able to see.
Right. It helps with orientation. It helps a visually impaired person know where they are. And then as we go across here, we also have in our tree chimes, which is also another way for a blind person to have orientation as to where they are in the garden. And you'll hear the chimes to give them a sense of direction. Some other things we have in our sensory garden is water in our bird bath to draw the birds, as well as bird feeders. And we have Dusty Miller around them. And one of the things that I liked were the Oklahoma stepping stones, so that you could step over to the bird bath and touch the water, and the squirrel inside of it if you wanted to, which is again a very tactile piece of statuary.
When you were coming up with the idea for this garden, did you poll a lot of people and ask them what they wanted?
I did indeed. I talked to a lot of people that were our patrons, as well as people within our agency, the Department of Rehabilitation Services, that has orientation and mobility specialists, and many people to ask them what kinds of things would they like to see. They wanted tactile areas, they wanted sensory areas, they wanted surfaces that were different, and as you'll see now, we come across another surface, which is our brick pavers, and this is our sitting area. And again, our benches are rounded on the corners so that there's no sharp edges, and we again have more tactile statuary that a person could sit down and touch.
Well, there's a place that I want to go look at over here. This looks like a really interesting area.
Okay.
Now, Geraldine, you have a lot of herbs planted around the garden.
Yes, indeed we do, and one of them we have right here is some mint, which indeed is very, very fragrant.
What are some of the other herbs that you've got planted out here?
We have some oregano and parsley across the back that we have that are also very fragrant as well.
Now, this is my favorite part of the garden, all this cane here.
It is wonderful to hear the sound of the cane rustling in the wind. It is very nice, and especially if someone wanted to come and sit, they could hear this.
And you've also got it the length of the railway, so if they want to just walk along and listen to this, it would be nice.
Indeed, you can walk the entire side of this garden and have this as a break all the way along it.
So, well, Geraldine, we really appreciate the tour, and many of our viewers may want to come and visit you. How would they get here?
Oh, we would love to have people come visit us here in the garden or either into our library. We're located at 300 Northeast 18th Street. We're in the Capitol Complex, and we're just west of Lincoln Boulevard. And we're open between 8 and 5 Monday through Friday, and would welcome anyone to come visit.
Great. Well, we've enjoyed our visit today, and we'll have to come back and see you again.
Thank you. We enjoyed your visit too.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.